Right, guys, welcome back to another show. So, a lot of people will be probably wondering why the name's changed to Phoenix Football Show. I did do a bit of a rebrand just before the season kicked off. I still will be doing the Phoenix Fantasy Football Show, but to include like all the other leagues and competitions, so the Scottish Premiership, all the EFL leagues and Champions League, Europa League. I rebranded to the Phoenix Football Show, but we still will be doing the fantasy stuff alongside it as well.
You don't even know
Today
about
I'm
the
joined.
Premiership. Never mind every other league.
Well, I mean that's somewhat true. But I'm joined today by Lee. He has been on the show before. He is unfortunately a Rangers fan.
You
So
own a T-shirt. You own a Rangers shirt. You can't say
I
unfortunately
know.
you own a Rangers shirt.
I mean, I own one, but I don't necessarily always wear it.
When we're on this show, when you're talking to someone else, you all hate Rangers. When you're just talking to me, you all love Rangers. Yeah, let's do this though.
Right.
Let's do this. Let's pass on because from the last video that you and little Dan talked about Rangers, I was so annoyed because you didn't have me on. You talked rubbish, and I was like, okay, I can't deal with this. So let's just move past.
Well, I mean, let's kick off the show by actually talking about the Scottish Premiership. Now, the season's already started with yous. Like you've already had 2 games so far, and Rangers lost one, won one so far.
Yep.
I mean, I watched the first game with you, and you did say that the team has changed a lot. Do you think that game was them getting to know each other as players, or do you think it was just the heads weren't with it in that game?
It's difficult because they had preseason, but preseason doesn't put you into Scottish football. You play in we played Hoffenheim, we played a bunch of German teams, and we played Olympiacos, played better quality teams in preseason, but that doesn't give you a understanding of how you're going to go into the Scottish League. Kilmarnock have an artificial pitch. They have that plastic pitch. Half our new signings weren't ready for it. I'm not going to make up an excuse in regards to, we're all new. You know, I'm not going to say that. We played. That's what we did. I'm not the purpose. The Ant Georgia, one of our players isn't fit enough to be playing, but I'm not hating on him. I'm never going to hate on a new signing within just 3 games of a season. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? You've got all the rest of the season to come up and go. But it was a bad game. And to lose to Kilmarnock on the first day of the season, having such a hype after making 9 signings. We're in a rebuild. You know, we're in a rebuild. We got a new manager playing a different style of football. You got to gel, but still, we're Rangers and we shouldn't be losing against Kilmarnock.
No.
It's hard. But it was a game. It was 2 weeks ago now, a week ago. I don't know. It's out of my mind already. It's not. But, you know, just go and move on.
Well, I mean, since then, obviously Rangers are having to qualify for the Champions League at the moment, and you've just last night you completed your second leg of your qualification, and you kind of breezed through the first leg. There was a little bit of hairy moments, but you got the 2-1 win going into the second leg. But in the second leg, I didn't watch all the game. I watched little bits, but in the bits that I seen, you looked very shaky throughout the whole game. Like your heads just weren't in it.
So obviously, just talking about Rangers. So obviously, we've had another game in the SPL. We beat Livingston 4-0, where we looked terrific. We beat, as you said, Severn 2-1. first game, and then last night it's a terrible game to watch. It was we got 1-1 at halftime. We should have been 3-1 down. We should have been 3-2. Danilo should have put his chance away. Back post should have done it. But Sven, obviously, it was their first. They had a lot of pressure on them because they had sold out the stadium for the only second time since they've been a football club, and there was obviously losing in regards to scoreline. Sorry, I'm tired. It's been a very long day. So it was just they had us the whole first half. And then Michael Bill said whatever he said to him, my team in the dressing room, we come out and we look better. And then near the end of the game, people keep saying, a lot of Rangers fans are saying it's because our team's tired. Our team's tired, and they keep making up the excuse. At the end of the game, it's 75th minute onwards, they looked tired. They were knackered. I was watching it and I was like, this is when we should just go guns blazing, just go for it. We didn't really. I was so optimistic during preseason. I'm still am. I said there's only been one game in the season. But we've got PSV next. We beat them last season to qualify for the Champions League. They're out for blood. And they smashed Grunt, the Grunt team. All of it was here before. Now it's been a long day of walking, so it's just out my head. So it's going to be a tough game against PSV. And then in 2 weeks' time, we get Celtic. If that game goes against us, 6 points, even this early in the season, is a lot to make up for. Not getting past PSV, we're still in the Europa League.
Yeah.
We've shown a good account of ourselves getting to the final of the Europa League, not the semi-final, as you two tried to say.
I said final. If you go back onto that video and look at what I said I'm sure they got through to the final of the Europa League.
Then I think you agreed to him, and you agreed with him, and then I was like, done. Can't do it. Can't watch this video. 4 games into the season, I'm not going to hate on my team. I'm not going to say that the season's over. As I said, we have 4 games against Celtic in the league itself. 12 points there. But I said 6 points even at the beginning of the season. If we have our first loss against them, a lot of Rangers fans are already kind of like on Beale's back and already on our new players' backs. It's going to be hard for him to pick themselves up after a loss against Celtic, especially if it's a heavy one. But in regards to last night's game, I don't even know where I was going with the topic. In regards to last night's game, it was just not up to standards of what Rangers should be. We should have took them. They're a good team. They got past Ghent. They're Switch team. But we are a level above them. But last night we didn't show it. I even think in the first game we didn't really show it. PSV may just be a little level above us. We're on the same wavelength. A lot of people aren't going to agree with that, but I said last season we took them to the cleaners. We're a good team. We have an amazing team. That's why we won the most leagues out of anyone. We just need our players to now gel.
So between now and the Old Firm on the 3rd of September, you've got 3 games between now and then. You've got Greenock, you've got PSV, and then you've got Ross County. And Ross County is on the 26th of August. So do you think that against Greenock he needs to play the same team so that they continue to gel together, or do you think he'll mix it up and play reserves for Greenock?
Sorry, you were very glitchy there, but I understood what you said. No, we need to play the team that he needs to play. We need to say that at 11. They need to gel. And against Greenock, we need to walk them. We need to be like we're playing a kids team. We need to just done with them. That will boost the confidence. Even just beating that, getting a couple of goals underneath the belts. Like, we did have a few of them against Livingston. I'd say get a couple of games under the belt. Goals under the belt.
Yeah.
And then they come into spec game, and it was just, we need to play his 11 that he wants to play, but he doesn't even know what his 11 is yet. He left Cantwell out of the first game against Kilmarnock. Cantwell's the first name on the sheet for me every single game going. I love the guy. I know that people want fringe players playing against it to just try and get them legs underneath, get some minutes in the legs and everything. But we need to play our strongest team against Greenock, walk them, and then we can drink on the subs for the last 30 minutes to get some minutes in their legs. Then PSV, first leg of a 2-leg tie, you know? We got to then go out. We still got to play our good team. Win or lose, matters if we lose. Obviously, I hate every single time we lose. But I would take a draw in that first game, happily. And then we go to Rosscounty and we have to walk Rosscounty again before we get to Celtic. If we only beat Greenock 1-0, 2-0, whatever, I don't think that's good enough. We go to PSV and we get a heavy loss. And then we go to Rosscounty and we take a 1-0 win. We haven't gone into that Celtic game as good as we should be, and I'm worried. I don't like to say that, but I'd be worried. I'd still be like, we're winning. We're going to kick the fucking cunt's ass. But I'd be worried. We need to walk Greenock on the weekend.
Well, I mean, I've just actually made a mistake because I've just been having a look at it, and you've actually got quite a busy August calendar because you've actually got 4 games You've actually got 4 games. Well, you've got Greenock on the 19th. You've then got PSV on the 22nd. Then you play Rosscounty on the 26th, and then 4 days later you play your second leg against PSV. And then on the 3rd of September, you're at home to Celtic for the Old Firm. So, is that going to be? I know for you, it's not going to be, but is that going to be a excuse that some Rangers fans use, that they had a packed August and they had games like every 4 days?
Of course it will be. However, the understanding of what you should do is, as I said, we are in a rebuild squad now. Them 4 games are perfect. If they're saying that they need to still gel, they've had the 3 games of the preseason to gel. I mean, the preseason to gel, which I said we were still getting some people in the door near the end. We've had Kilmarnock, then we've had Safet, and then we've got Inverness, and then Safet again. So there's 8 games before we play Celtic, you know? 8 games. We should have gelled within that time. There's no excuses of, we're still gelling. We're still a new team. 8 games plus your preseason is gelling. You should have your tactic down of what you want. Michael Beale should have his starting 11 against Celtic. If he goes in there, if we go... I don't even know what our starting 11 is just yet because I haven't seen... Cantwell, I said, is on my guy. Suter, but from the back, Butland 100% is our goalkeeper. Suter is the only one that I'm like, he just got to be in our squad in defence. Goldson was off his game yesterday. Balogun had a great game against Livingston, but again, it's Livingston and he is 36 years old. Barisic is doing all right. But he's got no competition because Yilmaz is injured. Tavernier, everyone's hating on Tavernier so far this season. And you know what? I seen it last night. Yes, he's scored for him. He's captain fantastic, and we love him. But he's being exploited. He's taking everything. He's going over to the left to take throw-ins. He's going over to the left to take corners. He's taking time to get back to the right. He's getting past. His passing game has just been... His crossing yesterday was kind of a little terrible. He's trying to take everything. Throw-ins, free kicks, corners. Taking too much. And he hasn't got his legs anymore. He hasn't got the speed in his legs anymore. He's getting beat. quite a bit. His defensive game was never his strongest game. That's why he's got so many goals for us, because he's a big attacking player in regards to defense. But he's getting exploited. Celtic will know, and we'll see 8 games of him possibly getting exploited. And if he's in our squad and he hasn't perked up within the next 4 games and got his feet back under him, he could be a big weakness on our right. And I want Sterling to play, but you really take out your captain, like I know United did with Maguire and everything, but Tav's a different type of beast for us. He scores our goals. It's a hard one. Campbell, Raskin, as I said, are definitely within my starting midfield. And I couldn't even tell you who I want up top just yet. Lammers was doing great, but he's on and off. Dessers is looking tired. Seema, I'm not seeing much about him. Matondo had a great 45 minutes against Livingston. I'm not entirely sure how long he was on. Had a good game against Livingston. It's hard to say who I want up front. I don't know our 3 strikers and what position they should be playing in just yet. So, but that's not my issue. I'm not the manager of the team. Bio needs that. It's Bio's issue, and he needs to cement it before Celtic. It's a good against. He had his little Lundstrom and everyone starting against Kilmarnock the first game of the season. Everyone thought we were going to walk Kilmarnock. Everyone then, at the end of it, was like he got his tactics wrong, and he did. We didn't play with whiff. He got his choices wrong. Livingston were God's team to bet. We did all right, but it's been chop and changing throughout all 4 games. I just need to see what the team's going to be, and he should have knew that, because he's had the backing all transfer window to get his players in. It's not like he's only had a couple of a month or so. He's had the whole window. He's got his players that he wants in. He should know what he wants to do with them.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what team Rangers do field on Saturday against Greenock, and hopefully Rangers can walk away with a win and start gelling better together in that game than going into the PSV game, because for Rangers, you don't want the gel to come during the PSV game. You want it to happen before.
Well, yeah, because I think we're a great team. For some reason, I think we're lacking pace. And we just got rid of our fastest player, Sakala. We got Scott Wright, but he's an impact player. It's hard. I love the team. As I said, I'm very optimistic still. It's been 4 games. We've lost 2, won 2. No. 1, 2, lost 1, drew 1. You know? As I said, the biggest thing is walking Greenock this weekend. We need to walk them. We need to take them to school, see you later, and then it's just like, oh yeah, we beat a low team, but still, you score 7, 8 goals, and your head's still like, all right,
yeah.
this is how we passed around this team, which is going to be different against PSV, because PSV and Greenock is a big difference, but 8 goals past any team, and you're still then like, all right, and then a couple of days later, you've got a next game. You still go into it feeling good.
Yeah.
We walk out of that game without a big win, or even if we walk out of that game with a loss, heads are down and our fans are on every single player's back like this. Doesn't matter if it's 15 of the season, our fans will. And then the pressure is on then to perform hard.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting for Rangers over the next 4 games leading up to the Old Firm, and hopefully the team can gel together, and hopefully you do come away with a big win against Greenock. Otherwise, it's going to be a very slippery slope for Rangers and the Rangers manager moving forward.
Even if we have That isn't that great. As long as we go into the Christmas window, not so far behind, and we can still pull something in the middle. But I get it. You have to gel. But you're professional footballers and you get paid a ton. Go out there and do what you got to do.
Yeah. So we'll move away from the Scottish Premiership and we'll now move to the English Premiership.
Scottish Premiership. Just Rangers.
Well, I mean, we did mention a few Scottish teams in the segment, but we'll move over to the English Premiership, and already so far they've only had one game. We've only had one game week in the Premiership. Now, the top five for me, I'm a bit surprised at, really. I mean, you've got Newcastle who are well, I mean, everyone's the top five teams have got 3 points, but Newcastle are on top because of goal difference after getting 4 goals. Then you've got Brighton, then City, then Arsenal, and then Crystal Palace. Now, if anyone was to tell me that Brighton would be second in the table after game week 1, I wouldn't believe them. Because for me, Brighton doesn't seem like a team that would be in the top 5.
You don't think Brighton are top 5?
Not to get top 5, no.
I think he could
not
get
even to get top 4. No.
I think he could get in the first game. You can't do nothing in regards to the first game. You're saying that the Brighton team that played last season so well that everyone loved having their players in the fantasy football team, right? That team playing a newly promoted team in Luton, who everyone thinks is going to hit down and go down. You didn't think Brighton was going to possibly walk that game with a good goal difference, as they did.
I mean,
you have to look at the fixture-wise. I didn't. The Aston Villa and Newcastle surprised me more than the Brighton scoreline. 5-1 Newcastle, that surprised me more. I have Martinez in net. That wasn't fantastic, you know. But Brighton,
I was going to get onto that, actually.
Brighton, Luton, you know. I could see Brighton walking Luton. They're a good squad. So second in the table after one day. If Luton were top of the table, everyone would be like making jokes about it. But it's the first day. Look at who was it a couple of seasons ago that was doing fantastic? They were in the top 5 for a long time, and then he ended up near the bottom. Move past. As I said, my head's just like very tired today. It's been a long while. But it was a team. No, yeah, I'm still blanking on it. But yeah, no, it's first game of the season. Top 5 doesn't matter. Top 5 in our league, just St. Mirren's second in the SPL. 6 points out of 6. So can't really do anything off of one game. As I said, Brighton being top or in the top, near the top, doesn't surprise me. I think any team that's going against Luton is going to have a good chance of scoring quite a number of goals. Unfortunate to say that, because I love Luton to stay in the league, because I think it's a fun little adventure for them. I think it's a fun team to have up there. However, I think they're going to get walked on, especially, and if they get beat 5-1 by Brighton, who are a good team, what's going to happen when they come up against Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea, United, Liverpool, Scuts, you know?
So do you think Burnley drew the short straw with their opening game of the season being put against defending champions Manchester City?
No, quite simply because Burnley played City in the cup, didn't they? Yeah, they got thrashed in the cup and everything like that. But they already played them last season, so now they've got a Vincent Kompany knows Manchester City as well. I think it would have been a tough game for him to win anyway, and the Burnley fans disgraced himself by doing a bunch of stupid stuff. But no, they played them last season, so they've had a game against them. They played them multiple times, don't get me wrong. Obviously, they've been in the Premier League quite a bit, but they played them last season under their new tactics and new management style of Vincent Kompany, so they have a feel for Manchester City and how they play. So I think it was actually good for him to get him quite early, you know. without City whipping and changing the tactics throughout the season. He played Haaland before Burnley. He smashed him there. He smashed him this time as well. But at least it wasn't 5 or 6, whatever it was in the cup.
No.
No. I think who got the short straw was Luton. Luton got the short straw by getting Brighton. That was the short straw tie in the to me. I said Brighton are a great team, and no one can deny that after seeing last season and every big club trying to sign every single one of the players for stupid money.
Yeah. But that's football, isn't it? That's how you play the game. So
I mean, obviously, the top 5 that you're seeing right now is not going to stay that way. I don't see Brighton. Brighton could be a top 5 team. I'm not saying that they could. They could, but who's up there? Did you say Newcastle? I don't think they're doing top 4 again this season. I think Champions League's going to be a bit too heavy on them, and then just trying to contribute both of them together, maybe a bit difficult. Manchester City are going to be top 4, that's for sure. Arsenal are going to be top 4, and who else did you say other than Brighton?
Arsenal and Crystal Palace are in the top 5 at the moment.
Oh, Crystal Palace. Yeah, Crystal Palace are not going to be top 5. I can tell you that. They're relegation battles, to my opinion.
Interesting. So you don't see Chelsea or Liverpool entering the top 4?
What was that?
So you don't see Liverpool or Chelsea entering the top 5 this season then?
No, I didn't say that. I said the top 5 isn't really surprising because you've got Newcastle, Arsenal, and Manchester City up there 3. There's only 2 teams that you think it's surprising in Brighton and Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is my only surprise because I think that, surprise, first game of the season, because I think they're going to be relegation. I think Burnley could push for top 5, but Arsenal, Newcastle, and Manchester City, as I said, I don't think Newcastle are going to get top 4, but they could again push for top 5. So they could be 5th. City first, Arsenal second, and then 2 fillers to go 3rd and 4th, which Liverpool, Chelsea. You know, I don't see United in the top 5 this season. And it's not because I dislike them. I don't see them in the top 5 this season. What transfer business have you done, really? You just got difficult result against just pulled a result out against Wolves. You know, I know. Again, it's the first game of the season.
As a lot of other football fans would probably say, a controversial result from Wolves, because a lot of fans are saying that the foul between the Wolves player and Onana was a clear-cut penalty.
To Wolves?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game, but this is it. It's VAR, whatever Manchester United want. So, you know.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, the way that they've got to look at it is, what Onana done, what Onana did was reckless, but was it interfering with the play at the time? No, the ball had already been headed away. It was a late collision. The ball was nowhere near Onana and the Wolves player when they collided.
So I have no idea what happened because I never watched the game or watched the highlights. So
go and watch that highlight and then tell me what you think. But again, Wolves need to remember as well. United had a penalty shout in the first half. Did that go to VAR? No. Was it a handball? Yes. His hands made no attempt to move out of the way. They were in They were in unnatural position. It was a clear-cut handball, but the referee did nothing about it, and VAR did nothing about it. So if Wolves want to cry and moan about Onana knocking into their player, then United fans are allowed to cry to them about not getting a penalty for handball.
I hate the handball rule nowadays. I hate it. But anyway,
I hate the handball rule. I hate the offside rule. I hate all the rules pretty much now in football because they've all changed. That no one knows what it is each year or each season. It seems to be a new rule every single time. Offside used to be simple.
The offside, the fucking toenail offside, and you're offside, or I don't know, a hand. It's like you can't use your hand. So why are you offside if your arms are over the line? Like, why does it matter if your arms are? You're not going to pick up the ball and run with it. So that part of your body shouldn't matter because it's not giving you any type of advantage in regards to anything. I get it because you're on the run stance and everything like that. But if the other player's on the run stance, but their arms are set, don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's a. I know everyone's like, but that's offside. That's what it is. That's the rule. It is the rule. But you don't get an advantage by having a toe past the other person. It's not an advantage to me. Someone has bigger feet than other people. That's not an advantage by having bigger feet, man. Honestly, it winds me up so bad. And the whole handball situation, if the hand's here and it hits, and I know unnatural position, you're jumping in the air, your arms come with you. That's just an unfortunate part. You jump like that, it's really hard. Your hands are coming up. Technically, that's a natural position because your hands are going up with you. It's silly. It's
ridiculous.
Yeah. But come on,
we'll move on to.
Oh.
So we'll move on now to. We'll move on now to the fantasy football because you mentioned about your goalkeeper. Now, if you're not following me on Twitter, I will post it down. I will post it in the comments in the description down below. But I do have I am running a fantasy football league this season, and Lee is one of the managers that is in it. Now, he's currently sitting first. Now, however, I've got a small problem with him sitting first. Because every single time that Lee starts off a league in first place, by the 14th week, he gets removed. We don't know why. I'm not removing him. No one else is. But for some reason, Lee will start a league in first place, and then by the 14th week, his team's disappeared. I make the joke sometimes of saying that the fantasy gods don't like him. Or that he rage quits because he's first and he's getting bored because no one's catching him.
Why would I rage quit by winning? Like, it's it's a silly thing to do. Obviously, there's been times where I've not that game. The first season, so it's been 2 seasons where I've been kicked.
Yeah.
The first one, I was walking away with the league. Let's be honest, I was walking away with it, and the next thing, my team just disappeared, and I was like, "You are frozen." But my team just disappeared, and I was like, "What?" I raged. I was so angry. I remember. Was it you who told me, or did I go on the app and I was like, "Yo, what's going on?"
I think I told you.
And then last season, what was that?
I think I told you. So I think I'd logged on and noticed that I'd gone from like second to first, and I messaged you saying, "Have you quit the league or something?" Because I'm now top of the league, and that's when you logged on and your team had been. I think your signal must be going then.
You're fairly robotic. You keep breaking up.
Hang
on.
You
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was going to say, you're very robotic, so I can't even hear you, but yeah. No, what annoyed me was obviously that one, because I was top of the table, but last season it was so competitive in regards to how many people we had in the league, and it was really fun. I was having a good time, and then my team got kicked again. And yeah, I wasn't top of the table, but my team got kicked, and I was like, what is going on? I don't even get what's happening. Now, when you sign in with Google and it just automatically signs you in, but if you try to sign in with your account just by signing in without saying sign in by Google, it goes, there's already a team. Do you want to combine the teams? And I don't know if that was what the problem's been for the past 2 seasons. I just don't understand what's been going on, because I sign in with Google all the time. So I just go Google into automatically and it just signs into my account. I don't have to input my password or do anything like that. It just goes straight onto it. But sometimes, for some reason, Football Manager logs you out. So then you go back on the login page, and I'm just like, ugh. And I just type in my account and then I go on it. But now I've been seeing if I do that, because I've done that twice, where I've tried to sign in through that manner, it goes, there's already account with this. Do you want to combine the teams? And I'm like, absolutely not. Like, I don't want. Maybe, but that never happened to me for the past 2 seasons, where it says, do you want to combine the teams? So I don't know if it's just that I've signed in with my account that I sign in with on Google, but I've done the normal process of signing in, and it just hasn't connected because it's gone different, and then that's fucked everything up. So I'm starting to think that was the reason why. After seeing the message this season, I'm starting to think that's what's happened for the past 2. So now I know that if it logs me out, I just go straight to Google and go log in with the Google account, because sometimes it doesn't match up. Because as you say, when fantasy football was down the first game of the season before the City game, and I was like, I can't make changes, and John Stone's injured, and I was fuming. But it was down. The server was down. So sometimes the server goes down, it logs you out, and then I can't click on the Google thing, so I sign in. So now I'm just like, all right, this season I'm signing in one way and one way only, and that's it. So I don't know if that's what's happened for the past 2 seasons, but it's been ridiculous. And if that is the case, then fantasy football sucks in regards to not being able to match up your account and go, oh, he's just signing in by using his email instead of just automatically signing in through pressing sign in by Google. So if that's the reason, then fantasy football sucks, and obviously its service kind of suck. So, but yeah, this season I'm not getting kicked out. I'm winning it, and that's all there is about it. So it's okay. I'm second in our other league because Liam's had a good start with 94 points, but
yeah,
if I had Leno in that instead of Martinez, that would have been an extra 12 points added on to me, and damn.
Well, I mean, that was a bit unfortunate, really. I mean, leaving 12 points sitting on your bench.
You had quite a bit of points sitting on your bench, though, didn't you? Bowen got you 8.
9.
9, and who else was on your bench?
So I had Wolves goalkeeper, Sa. He only got me 2. Ben Mee, he was injured anyway. There was a 75% chance of him playing, so he got 0 anyway. And then I had Carlos from Fulham, but he didn't play at all anyway, so he got me 0 points. The only one that I left on my bench who got me decent points was Bowen, who got me 9.
Enough, my obviously we know the glitch in regards to fantasy football, where if you make your change within the first game, you
were quite lucky that that the glitch worked for you, and you was able to take Stones off and put him on your bench.
Yeah, because I put Varane on because obviously his new defender, I struggle with his name, was on the bench for City, so I threw Varane on, and he got me 14 points. So I was like, hell yeah, look at that. That's how it works. It was all good.
I mean,
I tried to change goalkeepers.
Last season, Varane never even scored a single goal.
You keep going robot, and now you froze. But yeah, no, there's a league that Thomas has, and it's very good. It's I think we got 8 people in there at the moment. I'm sure Thomas would throw out the league and people can join. But come, have fun, get beat by me, and I'll be happy.
So yeah, I will put the code in the description below, and I will also post it on my Twitter as well. I also do have a YouTube channel, which I will be. I do also have a TikTok, sorry, that I will be posting a lot of content on there as well. My team is on there for you to have a look at, and so is Lee's as well. Lee's team is up on there, but I will be posting those onto the YouTube channel as well. But yeah, but we'll finish off, Lee, with talking about one thing that we need to talk about, and I think all England fans watching this video today can all agree that football's coming home. May not be the men that are bringing it home, but at least the women have got a decent chance of bringing it home. I mean, European champions, first ever Felicima champions, and now final of the Women's World Cup.
You know what, as well, though, is very lucky to get past both. Was it Colombia and Nigeria? Nigeria, I watched that game, and it was a terrible game. Like, that was lucky. Them penalties. If it was a just go until there's a goal, Nigeria was winning that easy. Colombia,
Yeah.
Did we win 2-1? Was it 2-1 England?
Was it 2-1?
I think it was 2-1. It was 2-1. I'm definitely sure it was 2-1. It wasn't anything crazy, but that was a lucky escape as well. And then today, shown class against Australia, and I think they could do it against Spain. I truly do. I've got utmost confidence because I think getting past Australia 3-1, if we would have just dribbled past them again, then I think the confidence just may have been a bit shaky, but a 3-1 scoreline in the semi-final against the host, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
How do you think it's going to go?
I mean, Colombia, it was 2-1. We beat them. It was 2-1 that we beat Colombia. I mean, against Spain, I haven't really been following Spain that much during the World Cup. So I'm gonna give an uneducated guess at the moment, because I've not seen how Spain have played in their group stages or in the knockout stages of the World Cup. So
they've been good. They've been good.
I'm gonna say 2-1 to England. That's my prediction for Sunday.
I can see 2-0. I don't see him walking over him, but I can see a 2-0 scoreline. I feel like it'd be a good game. I think they should take it home. I think it would be glorious. Men just then have to live up to the expectations. The under 21s did it. Women are going to do it. Men's got to now follow.
Yeah.
And why they can't is beyond me, because the team is ridiculous. Like, it is so well stacked and well packed in every position. But I know that every country is like that. But England's just, hopefully Bayern Munich beef up Harry Kane, change him into a different type of monster, and then he can be on his way as well.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, and it will be nice to have the under 21s, women's and men all World Cup winners. That would be nice. I mean, the women managed to do.
Was it next year?
Huh?
Is it the World Cup next? Is it next year?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Are you
and it's in
sure?
America, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure it's the World Cup in 2024, and it's in America, isn't
When
it?
was Qatar? That was not last. That was last season, right? They had the break in December. Qatar was like last season, no? No,
Yeah.
I know it's every 4 years. 2020? Argentina? Because Messi won 2020, then went back
Wait,
to
is it
PSG and
2020?
didn't care.
Oh no, no,
Left
it'll be
PSG.
2026.
So 2026. Yeah,
2026 it'll
it'll be
be.
Euros next
No,
year, right?
I'm no, I'm thinking of. Sorry, I was thinking of the
Euros.
Rugby World Cup next year
I was gonna say,
because
there's
it's
no way that fucking that World Cup has been and gone in 4 years like that. Not a chance. There's
oh,
Euros next year.
Germany Euro 2024
Euros.
in Germany.
I take the Euros and the World Cup.
Yeah,
Be right. Oh,
no, but it's gonna be interesting to see how the rest of the season goes. But probably on the next video, I'll hopefully if Dan from Red Devils TV can join us, I will be asking you both for your top four predictions and your relegation predictions. I have them written down, but I want to see you if you've
forgot what
changed your minds on any of them.
forgot what even said in the beginning. I forgot that was like weeks ago. I forgot. And next time we speak about the SPL, we speak about Overton Rangers. If we speak about the English Premier League, we stop to speak about Overton top five.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Mm.
But guys, thank you ever so much for tuning in for today's show. Thank you to Lee for taking time out of his busy schedule to sit in his van and join the show with me. So thank you, Lee, for joining, and we
Well,
will catch you all on the next one.
See you guys later.